Hey, what's up, boat friends? Just after 8:30 a.m. Central here in Duluth, Minnesota. Beautiful day. As you can see, you have the sunshine out on Lake Superior, around 66 degrees. Well, a lot of people have been asking about a tour on this boat through the harbor so they can see the docks and understand the area a little more, and that's what we're going to do. I'll probably do 2 or 3 videos like this. This will be the first, and we will capture going through the piers right here in the canal. I'm going to bring you through the lift bridge. We're going to go around the harbor basin under the Blotnick, and I'm going to show you the docks over there. That will be the SMET, the Superior Midwest Energy Terminal. That's where you're going to see all that coal. Also the CN dock, Canadian National, that's where you're going to see all the iron ore pellets, just huge piles of that. I think it'll be really interesting for you to check out. But please feel free to fast forward to what is most interesting. So this video could be 20, 30 minutes. I don't know what it's going to be when it's all said and done. And like I say, I'm going to do a few of these videos so that way you can find the area that you like the most. Again, want to show you a different perspective here outside of the piers. There's that Uncle Harvey's mausoleum. I pointed that out before on a video. It's a very peculiar structure right off the shore. It served a purpose many, many years ago where boats would offload sand. But let's get started. And like I said, just fast forward to what's most interesting to you, or else just come along for the ride. We'll have some fun together. Well, let's get going here. I do have my marine radio, so I will be listening to anything going on. I'll report to you if there's anything of significance. Now, another thing to point out is that I have a noise-canceling microphone, which really works well for the wind in those storms, and that's the reason why you're able to hear me. If I didn't have that microphone, it would be pretty tough to listen to and not very entertaining at all, because you'd just be hearing wind. But with that said, it is going to be kind of weird to see this boat moving at a fast speed and you're not going to be able to hear any wind. This is the South Pier. This is the North Pier Lighthouse. And what's really nice for this video is the sun is going to be behind us, so we're really going to be able to see everything with the colors and the details without having too much interference with the sun. And I'll point out some of the hotels, the docks, just things that I think you'd enjoy to learn about or to see. Here's the famous Duluth aerial lift bridge. This is the Canal Park side over here. You have the tug Bayfield. That was an actual tug. It's decommissioned now. That's the museum. The Corps of Engineers building is right there with the flags on the roof. And this is where the lift bridge operator controls the bridge, right in that structure there. There's a person in there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pedestrians are able to cross the bridge, as you can see. It's also vehicle traffic. The aerial lift bridge connects Park Point, so this is the Canal Park area. Park Point is over on this side. Park Point is now an island because of the dredging that took place to build this canal. So the only way that you can get to Park Point is via that bridge. Right over here, this is the South Pier Inn. Essentially, that's a hotel that you can stay in. This is the deck, the Duluth Entertainment Convention Center. If you ever take those Vista Star tour vessels, that's where they have them docked over here. And now this whole area, this is the Duluth Harbor Basin. Everything over in here, this area of water that I'm in, and we're going to be heading over to the Blotnick Bridge right over there. You can see that arch. The green and blue building, that's the Duluth Great Lakes Aquarium. So this is the Bayfront Festival Park. That's where they have all the big events, concerts, and other things going on. That's Pier B. That's a hotel. Great view of the lift bridge. So I'm going to hit the throttle a little more to get us moving. We're doing about 21 miles an hour right now. Right over here, that's the timber pier. And where you see this big area with the silos, that is elevator A. Let me pull off the throttle to show you one thing over here. Hard to make out, but that is the Coast Guard cutter spar right there. That is where the Coast Guard station is. It's on Park Point. In Park Point, like I mentioned right there, you have the aerial lift bridge. Park Point goes all the way down essentially to the Superior entry, which I'll do a different video for that area and the docks. Then as we get closer up here, I'll show you the Husky fuel dock. That's going to be that blue building right there in the center. And this whole area is called Rice's Point. So as we make the turn, I'm going to the Blotnick Bridge. This side over here is called Rice's Point. And we will also be able to see those tugs. Then here's the Husky fuel dock when the big ships come in, or before they go out and they need fuel. This is where they go right here. So now I'm making the turn here on the corner of Rice's Point. We're going towards the Blotnick. And this is where you're going to see all those tugs that assist the vessels here in port. I'll get a little closer for you so we can check it out. So the first tug, this is the Kentucky. Then the second is in North Carolina. But this is where Chip and the team, they start their journeys out. And as you can see, there's always something to look for. Got to make sure that you don't run into things like that. You'll damage your prop, or potentially you could sink your vessel if you're not keeping your eye on things. So here's the Blotnick Bridge. This connects Minnesota on the right side to Wisconsin on the left side. So that's Superior, Wisconsin over there, Duluth, Minnesota over here. Okay, so now we're on the other side of the Blotnick, and I want to point out this federally protected small little island. It's a nesting place for terns. They look like seagulls, but they have a black head. I mean, thousands and thousands of these birds are out there. And in the distance, as we'll get over there, you can see CN dock over there. And you can see a pile of iron ore there in the distance. There's a channel that goes all the way down. We're going to go to a Grassy Point swing bridge. You have Smet Dock, Superior Midwest Energy Terminal. This is where all that coal is loaded. And then in this area, you've probably heard of vessels coming into Fraser Shipyards to get work done or for winter layup. And as we look over there, you can see the Ryerson that is sitting there docked. But that's where Fraser Shipyards is. So always when you see that Blotnick, just follow the bridge down, and essentially it's right there. So I'm going to slow up here for one moment to show you all of the coal that's sitting over here at Smet. You'll see the Tagurtha and some of these other vessels. They dock right here. And they load all of that coal. We'll fly right by it and give you a look at it. And then right across the way, we got CN dock. And if you look over there, piles of iron ore that's all ready to be loaded. So in this bridge that we're coming up to now, this is the Long Bridge. Very similar arch as the Blotnick. And also in the distance you can see over there, that's the Grassy Point Swing Bridge. You have an energy company over there. But it's a really fun drive on a boat because you get to see so many things. And if you're a person that loves the ships like I do, it's kind of like being in the middle of a candy store if you're a kid. You get to see all these fun things that I truly love. Now we'll go under the Bong Bridge, get you closer over here to the Swing Bridge. And on the other side of the bridge, there's the Sea Reese inland dock. Right over there, that big building, that's a company that produces paper. This is an old school looking bridge. And it swings to allow vessel traffic on both sides. Well, boat friends, you know I appreciate you, and to show that, I'm going to give you, now cover your eardrums. Give you a little salute there. But I appreciate you watching the videos. We always have a good time. I'll be out here with the next vessel. If you're interested in additional videos, here's a few to choose from.